It's not doing what I want it to do. Fuck. Cancel. Right. Orientation is locked. Oh. Oh. Rotate device back. Oh, I think it might be working now. Is it working? Can you see me? Does it? Can you hear me? I'm sideways. I wonder if maybe I have to do it like this. Maybe I have to do it like this. Oh, it didn't work like this last week. Oh, dearie me, I'm so sorry. This is just what a Mercury retrograde kind of moment. There, right. Okay. You can hear me, you can see me. I'm just going to move this a little bit that way. And I'm up the right way. Oh God, I look like a giant elephant. Right. Okay. So let's see if we can actually start this. Oh my God. It was fine last week. It did it perfectly. Whether this is a Mercury retrograde thing, you can hear and see me. Well, I don't know. I don't understand how these things work. It just said that my orientation was locked. So, whatever. So, oh, thank you, Laurie. Right, let's get on with the job in hand, which is to look at what is happening the week starting the 10th of the 12th, which is today, until the 16th of the 12th. So thank you for my nice compliments for my hair. There we go. There we go, the new hairstyle. So this video has started off as a complete absolute mess, which is not what I intended. You all know who I am. I'm Penny Dix, astrologer and life coach, and I'm here to give you the heads up about the week ahead. And I'd just like to know how you all are. So we've got the Algarve in Portugal, Phoenix, Arizona, and did you know, yes, Empower Me, you are catching me live, but we caught an awful lot of my hand doing funny things to the camera earlier. So it's just been, oh. So anyway, did you know that, because every week I've been telling you about the moon and when it's good to have surgery or not have surgery. Well, surgery during the waning moon is best because apparently healing is quicker. So waning is when you're actually moving away from a full moon, I think, yes. But you should avoid surgery when the moon is in the sign that rules the part of the body that is affected. So, for instance, if you have a spinal problem, you don't have surgery when the moon is in Capricorn. Does that make sense? Mykonos, been under the weather. Florida has been like the desert, hot in the day and cold at night. Hi, Janice in Donegal Island and Florida. We're all across the world. Emma, hello, catching me live. You are. It's lovely to see you too. So shall we have this week has been a little bit, it's just been totally busy. And I just want to say, anyone who has sent me emails requesting sessions over the last probably 3 to 4 days, if I haven't got back to you yet, I will get back to you this week. It's just that it's difficult to do everything all at the same time. So your friend is having major surgery on Monday. She's Capricorn. You're okay because the moon is in Sagittarius, and the moon in Sagittarius rules liver, hips, thighs, sacrum, and it's positive for surgery. So as long as it's not on her liver, her hips, her thighs, her sacrum, or whatever, then Evita, you've had the 2 worst days of your whole life. My darling, what on earth has been happening? This sounds absolutely awful. Because today we've got Venus, our planet of relationship, love, self-worth, self-value, in Scorpio, where it's kind of seen as being in its fall, and it's opposite Jupiter in Taurus. Now, Jupiter goes direct at the end of this month. And I'm so sorry, Evita, that you've had 2 really terrible days. Because with this kind of energy, Venus in Scorpio opposite Jupiter in Taurus, we can all be quite fired up to do something extravagant that we may not be able to afford. And sometimes what we can afford is not necessarily what we pay for with money, but what we pay for in time or feeling or in our life. So you renewed a friendship. Yay! That's fabulous, Janice. So good to hear. You're welcome, Suzanne. So, this week is an interesting week, and I am doing another live on Tuesday when we have the new moon in Sagittarius, and maybe I won't do it on the mobile this time. I don't know why it's done this time. It said orientation was locked. So obviously I didn't click on something that I should have clicked on, and that's why we are as we are. Anyway, it is what it is, and we will absolutely move on with it because that's what we're here for. So I am doing a live on Tuesday for the new moon in Sagittarius. Now, interestingly, what I'm discovering, because I'm learning as I'm going through finding out about the moon, what it rules in terms of what parts of the body it rules, and whether it's good for surgery or not. And it seems that whether we have a full moon or a new moon, it's not a good time for surgery. The best time is in a waning moon. So that's after a full moon, leading up or towards or moving towards a new moon. So Evita, you almost went through a divorce. You poor love. Oh, sending absolute love and blessings. If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. You can always drop me an email and I can answer you and give you a little bit of free Christmas spirit guidance. So, that's tough. Oh, your eyes are burning from so much crying. Oh, bless you. Well, I'm happy that you're here, and I'm happy that you've survived whatever happened over the last few days. So waning moon is where we kind of get rid of, let go of. And I remember years and years and years ago, and I will probably, because I'm in Gozo, get burnt at the stake. But I did this course with a white witch in paganism and pagan rituals. And this beautiful white witch taught us in the group all about waning, waxing, gibbous, all the kinds of moon's phases, and when it's a really good time to get rid of something, to be done with something. So maybe, Evita, the problem was, and why you nearly lost your marriage, was that all this was unfolding when the moon was waning. Whereas if it had been waxing towards the full moon, you're pulling in. When the moon is waning, it's pushing out, it's getting rid of. So it's really quite interesting when we think of it in that way. And it's interesting, I've done all these courses over the years, as I say, you know, bit of paganism, bit of this, bit of that. I mean, all of them seriously at the time. And so I've learned so much from this kind of smorgasbord of amazing kind of energy. Hey, Brandon, welcome. You've just finished a bagel. I have no whiskey. I just have water. But listen, Brandon, I had problem rotating my screen. And maybe I'm going to have a little chat with you next week as to how I get my mobile to go landscape instead of portrait. So, and listen, you know, guys, all of you out there that are asking about whiskey and bagels, because both of us have been super busy and I'm having all these health issues, as you know, it's not that we've absolutely let go and forgotten about whiskey and bagels. And by God, are we going to need whiskey and bagels next year, even if we're only doing it once a month, because next year is the year when things are going to really shift and change. And so we are really, really going to need to be looking at the astrology with potential elections in the UK and, of course, in the United States. And there has been some discussion that for whatever reason, and the astrology kind of supports that there are unexpected things that can happen in 2024, that the election in America never even happens for some particular reason. So, hey, Brandon, first day off in 6 weeks. Oh, and you're watching me. What can I say? Bless you, thank you, love you loads. So, basically, there's something else I want to talk to you about with regards to every new week, every new day, every new year, every new month. And I picked this up and I've kind of expanded on the thought from the lovely English astrologer, Pam Gregory. I was listening to a beautiful video that she's just done with the lovely Sandy Sedgbeer, who has a channel where I think it's called Om TV Radio. And they were talking about the energies for 2024. And one of the things that Pam Gregory was saying, and I credit this to Pam, is that why can't we see that it's so much more helpful to go into next year full of excitement, full of energy, of expectancy, and not full of fear? And I thought, this is so on point. And so I really think it's a very good piece of advice that I picked up from her from listening to this video in the middle of the night, because my naughty new pussycat, Rudy Red, woke me up singing in my face at 5 o'clock in the morning. So he's now sleeping while I'm getting ready to sort of, finish this and ultimately go to bed, and then he'll wake up. But anyway, why don't you practice going into each day full of excitement and expectancy that something good is going to happen? Do you remember that wonderful song? And I'm not going to sing the actual words, but I'll just say the words and you'll know exactly the song I mean. Could be something's going to happen, something good. Something is going to happen, something good. Could be. And I think that is just wonderful advice to really go forward into every day, every week, every month, and every year with excitement and expectancy. So what about this week? Because today the moon is in Scorpio. So for me, it's a Sunday and the day is now almost over. And what I'm actually doing is I've been doing quite a lot of work. I've been prepping the week ahead and clearly not setting up the live very well because it all went tits up, basically, if I'm allowed to say that. So, and all I can say about today is if you are going out shopping, really be careful because you might go all extravagant on yourself and think, oh, I deserve it. I deserve this really nice thing. But in the morning, you might regret splashing out the cash on whatever it is you've bought today. So I'd be careful of that. For me, the shops are closed, but there's always online, but I'm not going to go there. So Monday the 11th, which is tomorrow, we have a waning crescent moon in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius rules the liver, the hips, the thighs, and the sacrum. And it's also a good day for surgery. So remember, waning moons, good time for surgery, but not if the particular part of the body that you are being operated on is ruled by the moon that day. So you can easily Google it. It's the start of the live was fun. It's always good to have a shake up. It gets us out of a rut. Well, yeah, good point. I didn't know what was going on, but you all got lovely views of my thumb and the palm of my hand. Any palm readers out there? Any kind of ideas of what the future might hold for me? And let's move on to Tuesday, because Tuesday, of course, is the new moon. And the moon is in Sagittarius. But what I'm saying about Tuesday is I am going to do a live. I'll set it up differently this time, see what happens, because each time I try something different and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What can I say? That's show business, eh? So, yes, Brandon, so much good coming. There really is. There really is. Next year, oh, thank you, Brandon. And this live is fine. Bless you, thank you. I do like things to be perfect, but of course, they can't be all the time. So, you're greeting me from Dutch, from the Netherlands, from Holland, and you're looking out for January. Look out with excitement and expectancy of good things coming your way. So I'm not going to talk too much about the new moon, except it is an interesting one. And you have to remember that the new moon is being squared by Neptune. And Neptune can cloud or distort our thoughts and our thinking. And so it's really important that we are clear about any new moon intentions and don't get carried away. Because, Sagittarius is kind of quite a fun sign. So it's really important that we don't get carried away with it and ask for the world when actually we can only have the part of the world we're in. I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. We may not be seeing things as clearly as we need to with this new moon on Tuesday. But surgery, no. Then we have the waxing crescent in Sagittarius on Wednesday, the 13th. And I am going to say a little bit about Wednesday because our wonderful planet of communication, Mercury, is going retrograde in Capricorn on Wednesday. So, such a Taurus. Thank you, Brandon. Of course. Pisces moon, though. Pisces moon. Leo rising, of course. So, Mercury is going retrograde, and maybe some of the glitches that I've had this evening are part of all that Mercury retrograde. I mean, I know when I come to watch this back later, I'll go and snuggle down in my bed and put the electric blanket on and watch it back, and I'll giggle to myself because of the complete, mess I made of the opening. So I do actually have a sense of humour. That you are very welcome, Wietska Jägersma. I can't pronounce your name, but I'm doing a lot. Lots of planets in Gemini. You always get carried away. Yeah, absolutely, Janice. So it's tough. So Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, it will then actually move back into Sagittarius round about, I can't quite remember, but I think it's around about the 22nd, 23rd, moves back into Sagittarius, and then it finally goes direct on the 2nd of January. So that is actually good. Oh, it's German. It's a Frisian name. Half Viking. I'm Viking. And so's my friend Brandon. We're all Vikings here. I'm a powerful blonde Viking. I did my DNA and it shows Viking all the way. Oh, how super exciting. So now we get carried away with this Nordic Scandi kind of discussion. Talking about Mercury going direct at the beginning of 2024 is really super cool because it kind of sets the tone for the opening of the year. So I think because Mercury's retrograde over Christmas and New Year, then listener from Norway as well, fantastic. And German, Dutch, Frisian, Viking, fantastic. It's so exciting. And so the new year, Christmas and New Year are going to be, I think, quite quiet. People may duck out of things. Things might not quite go as planned due to the Mercury retrograde. But you know what? We might find that whatever gets cancelled or changed or whoever doesn't turn up, we're like, glad about that. Know what I mean? So then we start the new year with this Mercury direct. So it's like all systems go, all steam ahead, full steam ahead. Let's go get next year. Let's make it a year to remember, but for all the good reasons. Because what we have to do, and starting this week and starting now, is invite in the light. I've been watching a lovely lady who's done some lovely interviews with Pam Gregory called Nancy Rebecca. And Nancy Rebecca is doing a lot of work with the blue light and with the the blue light beings. And this is something that has resonated with me, and I'm finally owning up to, because I have experienced these blue lights and blue light beings around me for about, well, it must be about nearly 12 years now. So a long time. And to suddenly come across these videos on YouTube and find out I'm not the only one, and that I'm not bonkers, and that there are other people who are having these light experiences. And what both Pam Gregory and Nancy Rebecca are talking about is we have to invite in the light. Because the only way for us to help get through the energies of this week, next week, and beyond is by being the light. Enough of being critical of each other. Enough of being judgmental. Enough of killing each other. I'm thinking of the war zones. Enough of the dark. We need to bring in the light in whatever way we can. Now, I'm presuming, because you are watching this live, you do not, on this point, disagree with me. Otherwise, I'll see you all leaving the live and the channel. And it's a reality, and it's part of this movement of Pluto into the sign of Aquarius. Laurie Smith, being the light in the darkness, we have to hold down the fort. Absolutely. And thank you, Suzanne. Absolutely agree with you. We have to be the light. And it can sound a bit crass. It can sound a bit la-la, floaty-woaty. It's not, I promise you. I'm Taurus. I'm grounded. I went to so many opticians to get my eyes tested. I had my retinas tested several times to be told by 3 different opticians, what you're seeing, you're really seeing. And I'm thinking, whoa, I'm seeing blue shafts of light everywhere and sensing blue light beings. And please check out the Pam Gregory, Nancy Rebecca discussions, because I think it'll resonate with a lot of you. And I watched or listened to one of them last night when my lovely cat, Rudy Red, woke me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Feed me, meow, feed me. Because he clearly has a different kind of body clock to me. So this is something we are having to adjust to. And I will tell you this because it was really extraordinary. So I listened to this interview that Pam Gregory did with Sandy Sedgbeer. Beautiful interview, lovely. And I went to sleep. And I find myself in the dream in Pam Gregory's home with a whole group of people. And what we're doing is just literally bringing in the light. And I thought, well, wow, that's powerful stuff. But it's one of those dreams, it stayed with me all day. And I think it's one of those dreams that will always stay with me. You know how some dreams absolutely stay with you? And you whatever the context, you don't shake them off. They just stay. Hang on, I just want to see what you're saying, Witzka. You light a candle every evening, asking the universe for peace and harmony for everyone living on this planet. Please Google this interview. Please look for it on YouTube. It's Pam Gregory and Sandy Sedgbeer, and also Pam Gregory and Nancy Rebecca. These interviews are absolute gems. Absolute gems. I cannot recommend them enough. I'm so super excited by what's happening. And I do feel it's given me permission to step forward to also say that I'm having these experiences too. And, you know, I will tell you, I've been receiving channeling from non-physical light beings for many years. And really, when I work with the astrology, and probably they are channeling through me now and guiding me with what to say to you now, because they know I'm ready to kind of be honest. Yeah, I've just seen some light behind the camera, so I know they're here with me. And it's like, it's not just the chosen few. Please do not misunderstand any of this. This is about a collective. This is about millions of people on our planet waking up and being aware of the light and the fact that our consciousness has to elevate to superconscious elevatory levels. And Pluto's move into Aquarius next year is what is going to shift that for us. This that I'm bringing in now is like an introduction. And I know it's the week ahead astrology, but maybe I'm just giving you something to think about, to look for on YouTube this week, to just Google blue light beings, see what comes up on Google or any of the internet, platforms we have. So love as well, absolutely, Janice. Love, light. Love is light. If we love, we are sending light. If our love is with a price, we're in the dark. We have to send love unconditionally. So as we move through the week and we get to Thursday, the moon in Capricorn, waxing crescent, rules the backbone, joints, knees, skin, and hair. Now, I actually got some good news late last night about my back. And I know I've said I'm going to do a newsletter, and I am, and I will talk about it more freely in that. But just to let you know that the news is good from my consultant, and that I won't have to go to London for surgery. It looks like I can get the surgery I need and do need in Malta, which is super wonderful. And it will happen pretty soon. So that's the good news I got, and I'm absolutely over the moon about it. Well, we are talking about the moon, so why not be over the moon? So I'll just give you that little bit of information. So Thursday, the sun in Sagittarius. Thank you, Shirley. Yes, it is. It is very good news for me. And on Friday, we have the moon in Capricorn waxing crescent and Mars. Oh no, sorry, I've missed Thursday. The sun in Sagittarius on Thursday the 14th is trining the North Node in Aries. I always think this is nice energy because this brings in something karmic. There could be events happening for you around the energy of that Capricorn moon on Thursday and the sun in Sagittarius, that you receive interesting information that shows your path that you want, that you're passionate about, how it can open up in a much more better way, so that your destiny can open up for you so that you can have a clearer vision of what you're meant to be doing with the collective to bring this love, light, energy into everything. And, I know that over the years we've all gone around glibly saying, oh, love, light, send them love, send them light. Do we mean it? Do we have any energy in those sayings? We may do sometimes. But, so many people just put on a mantle of love, light, and they don't live it. And what I'm imploring all of you is to live it. Oh, that's interesting, Anne. You think it was Virgo that was missing? Then in that case, I've done 2 Libras because I did a separate one for Libra. How funny is that? Oh gosh. Well, I'll have to do a little short one when I do the new moon on Wednesday. I will do I'm losing the plot. I'm looking I'm looking at the stand the camera was on, and the camera's down here. That's why you got me looking up like that to heaven. So yeah, it could be. It could be that's what I did. Oh dear. Well, there we go. Yes, thank you, medium Brandon Russ. Spiritual bypassing. Too much of that. Too much. Let's get real. 2024 is about getting real. Walk your talk. Live it. Love it. Be it. Be the light. Be the light in your life. Be the love in your life. Let's move on to Friday the 15th, because the moon is waxing crescent in Capricorn, and Mars, our planet of energy, action, and of assertion, of sexuality, is in a trine to Chiron, our wonderful wounded healer in Aries. Well, the Mars in Sagittarius trine Chiron is actually saying these wounds go deep. These wounds, it's like the energy is inviting you to really heal these wounds. Because Mars, I think, is representing the cuts, the deep cuts we receive, whether they are with words, whether they are in our physical body. But it's what we experience. Saturday, the moon in Aquarius is waxing crescent, and Aquarius rules the calf, the ankle, the shin, and the Achilles tendon. And I think, Saturday, with the moon in Aquarius, we really need to get used to and start feeling our way into Aquarius energy. Pluto is going to be in Aquarius for 20 years. So it's so important that we really do get used to these higher frequencies, because they are coming in. And I just think that a lot of the have any of you noticed that people that you always thought would be in your life, who are perhaps on and I'm not being unkind when I say this, lower or deeper or just different frequency to you, are pulling away, falling away, leaving your life? Because that's been happening to me. And I'm finding I'm getting a whole new circle of friends. Right, you are noticing that, Mr. Viking. I'm calling you Mr. Viking. And, you know, it's, and I'm also aware, and I was noticing this yesterday, that this whole concept of ask and you shall receive, knock and the door will open, it works. I just kind of played with it all day yesterday. Every single door I knocked on opened joyfully. It doesn't matter what it was, but what the day was about was that nothing happened as planned. But what I did do was go totally with the way I was being inclined. I was being pushed by the divine. If you can get into that flow, be totally mindful in the present, totally in the present, then what can happen is that doors open. Not always the doors that you think you want or the doors that you thought would open, but it will be the door that's meant to open. It's a bit like an advent calendar. You never quite know what you're going to get. But working with the law of attraction in the sense that we work with the energy in a positive and mindful way means we will always get what we need by opening the door that is offered to us. So listen, everybody, guys, thank you for all being so patient with me today. And I guess it must be getting pretty cold in parts of the States, still pretty hot in some parts of the States. In Europe, it's winter. Even in Gozo, you can see I'm wrapped up. It's cold. It's not very warm in my room. We don't have modern things like central heating. And as I've said before, our walls are made of stone. So it's a little bit like living in a cave with electricity. But would I change it? Absolutely not. I absolutely love it to bits. I love it to bits. Shirley, namaste. And thank you. Oh, bless you, Michelle. And thank you, Laurie. And, you know, I just go with the flow with what these lives are about. I never know really what I'm going to say. I don't even really have a script. I just had the aspects for each day. And I just see what unfolds. And that's what I will do with the live when I do it on Wednesday, new moon Tuesday night, the new moon in Sagittarius. It'll be at the same time as it was today, which is 18:30 Central European time. And just adjust for your time zone. YouTube does it automatically. I haven't set it up yet, but I will do that tomorrow. And listen, thank you everybody for joining me. And please remember to like, comment and subscribe. A big welcome to a whole host of new subscribers. I'm so grateful to you for giving me your time and, you know, wasting your, not wasting, but using your precious time to listen to what I've got to say. So I really value that. So thank you. And please join me on Tuesday for the New Moon Live. I will go into it in a little bit more detail. Goodness knows what happened with the new moon in Sagittarius and whether I did Virgo twice, Libra twice, or what I did. Who knows? But whoever's missing, let me know. I'll have a chance to look through the video between now and then I will rectify it on Tuesday. Zantiel, oh bless you. I'm glad that you found me too, and I'm glad that I found you. And Brandon, bless you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing all of you very soon. And now I click on a button up here and then I disappear, just like this.